Hey guys, it's your girl Jasmine here. Today I have a super special guest with us, the winner of June for Certified Arizona Bangers, Jayythekid.
How you guys doing? Nice to meet you guys. Thank you guys for the opportunity and the plaque. I'm very excited to be here. This is cool.
So it's your first interview with us, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I'm really honored, to be honest with you. I think it's cool knowing the fact that, people were actually able to listen to the song, resonate with it, and actually give me a vote. It was kind of coming out of left field, but I'm really grateful for it, to be honest with you.
So yeah, I actually heard the song and it was really good. I feel like there are pinpoints where people can really relate to the song. You have so much relatable things in it that you have to relate into one.
No, absolutely. I felt like with the track, this especially because it's with the title being Relate for Real. I think the whole idea and the concept of the song was kind of just to be more relatable, something that's easy for you to listen to, and I think when it comes to most songs these days, a lot of songs they're hard to be relatable, because most people don't have certain statuses or certain quotes. So I kind of just wanted to keep it simple, something really easy for the audience to listen to.
So I see that people can relate to the song, but are they experiences that you went through or anything?
There's more, more of the experiences that I went through. They were more like, especially how I talk about it in the song. It's a lot of the things that you experience through this music industry that kind of puts you on edge most of the time. I feel like a lot of times when something doesn't turn out your way or something kind of goes left when you're doing, this music or being an entrepreneur, I feel like it makes people really want to quit really easily, or it makes you kind of just discontinued from, the original path. So I think with this song, this kind of is more of a stamp of like resilience, continuing to still choose the craft over being criticized or being, distraught or feeling like you're not deserving, because I think a lot of artists, especially, I think in this day and age, there's a lot of artists that don't believe in themselves as much as they should, so like I said, this kind of resonated more with being relatable and letting it be something that, hopefully like inspires type of thing, so.
You wish to inspire others. You ever feel like you have someone in your life that inspires you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my family mostly. I'm a big family-oriented guy, so a lot of the times when I look for motivation or I look for a sense of drive or ambition, I kind of look to my family, because I think there's a lot of times as humans we tend to make excuses to why we can't pursue something, or we always have this problem of needing to compare. And so I think anytime I feel like wanting to quit, or even feeling like wanting to feel sorry for myself, or even not do something that I know that I should be doing, I kind of look to my family, because a lot of my family and the people that I look up to, like my mother, my father, my grandparents even, they have experienced a lot of turmoil in their life, and they still choose to do life every day, not give up, continue to pursue a career, pursue a better life, or however that may be.
Is there anyone else who inspires you, like in music wise, any artists?
I grew up a lot on kind of old school music, so a lot of the music that I grew up to and that I got inspired with is kind of like a lot different from what most people would think. So like, for instance, like a lot of people don't know, like I wanted to be a rock star. I never wanted to be a rapper. I grew up off of like alternative music, so like Sublime, Incubus, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Green Day, all those different type of bands. I even used to listen to like blues, 50s and 60s blues, but it wasn't until I got older that I started to experience different types of other artists. So like Pac, Notorious B.I.G., J. Cole, Machine Gun Kelly, Meek Mill, all those different types of guys. So there's really a big collection of different artists that I kind of got my influence from, that kind of motivated me to be the artist that I am today.
Sorry. Rap. What made you choose rap? Like, it's so different from alternative music.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think for me the biggest thing was, I noticed that with rap felt a lot like poetry, and not to say that all music doesn't feel like some type of poetry, but I think, again, as I got older, I started to listen to different artists. So one of the artists that I mainly get inspiration from is like Tupac, and a lot of people know that Tupac was also a poet other than a rapper. And so a lot of his different songs, when they resonated with me or when I would listen to them, it felt like I was like at like a slam poetry, you know what I mean? And so really it came from making the decision of like understanding that the way that rap can kind of speak to people, it almost can move people, you know, and not like any other music can, because again, everybody's got their own genre that they listen to, everybody's got their own sense of their playlist, you know. But for me personally, rap was one of those things that like spoke to me more than anything, you know. And I could relate with any other music, but it felt like rap, you could be raw, you could be unfiltered, and you could almost relate to it so much that it gives you goosebumps, you know what I mean? So
yeah, definitely. Were you raised and born here in Arizona?
Yeah, so I'm born and bred. So I was born in Mesa at a hospital that's no longer around, but I grew up originally in Gilbert. I recently had not too long ago I had moved from Gilbert to Phoenix, and I was there for a good period of 8 to 9 years, and then I recently just moved back here to the East Valley. But yeah, born and bred here. You know, and like I said, I think like most people, you know, I really do enjoy the state. I don't get used to the heat, but I love my state, and I appreciate all the love that I get here. So
do you feel like the way you grew up or anything affected you now in your music?
I think so. I think a lot of people, when they use certain things that shape them growing up, I think a lot of times people can turn it to a negative, you know, or use it as an excuse to use it as a negative. A lot of the things that I think that I went through, they really helped shape my character, you know. And without getting in too much into it, but like it's not that I ever really, you know, got to poverty. It was never like to really that point. Like my parents made sure that I didn't go without, but there were times where, you know, we did go without. So definitely moments like that, I think those are the moments that kind of shaped me and made me understand to, you know, want this dream, want to be a rapper even more, you know what I mean, to help my family and help to get them situated, you know. But yeah, I believe that a lot of the things that, you know, that I went through growing up, I feel like they really shaped me, and if anything, they just motivated me more, you know, to kind of put me on this like mindset of, you know, if I'm able to get through this, what can I not get through, you know what I mean? So
I feel like a lot of people can really relate to that. Not everyone grew up in, we wouldn't say like wealthiness, but we were comfortable. Our families made sure of that, and we never really saw the negative parts of it. And I feel like that's what really helps.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think too, especially because most of my family, I come mostly from like a family of immigrants. So, you know, if anybody can understand that, it's understanding that, you know, you don't really get to make an excuse, you know, because there were people before you who kind of didn't have a choice, didn't have a chance to make an excuse, you know. So then what excuse do you have? You know, so a lot of that really, like, again, how I was talking about earlier, like, that really keeps me motivated. That's one of the pillars that I think that drive me the most when it comes to music. Like, anytime, again, like, I feel like I can't do this, or I feel like it might be too much, I kind of bring myself back to that thought, like, why not? You know, if they couldn't make an excuse, why should I? You know?
I feel like especially now, it's a good way to express how you feel with all of the drama going in the real world.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like too, when it comes to drama, I feel like people are so quick to, you know, just bite into everything, you know, depending on what it is too, because again, it's an attention type of world, right? Like, again, attention is such a currency thing that we have that's going on in this world. So anything that attracts any type of attention is, you know, it's gonna get it.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Do you have any new projects coming up? Anything?
So recently, not really any real projects. I'm actually currently in the process of working on another part of my mixtape, Mind of a Loner Volume 2. It'll probably be something, probably like another 4 or 5 tracks. But right now, I'm just on this spree right now of dropping a record every month, just giving something for the fans to listen to, make sure that they, you know, can still stay engaged, and, you know, a couple music videos in the way. And then, you know, on top of that, I also have a few shows coming up as well to end the year. And then, you know, probably continue the cycle, you know, hopefully, like I said, get some more feature with some big artists, as well as, like I said, more new shows coming in as well.
Do you feel like it would be hard working with other artists?
I feel like it would just depend on the artist, you know, because I think it's not that I don't believe that all artists can work together, but like, I'll give you an example. There's a lot of times where people have this big topic of discussion with Arizona music that, you know, we don't help each other out. You know, almost like it's a crab in a barrel mentality. Everybody's always trying to climb over each other. Nobody's ever trying to help each other grow, you know. So I think that when it comes to being able to work with other artists, I feel like to do that, you kind of have to understand or have that mindset that you're not bigger than the program.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Definitely.
like, nobody is more superior than the other. Just, again, no matter how many followers you got, no matter how many plays or streams that you get, like at the end of the day, we all just people. You know, you might just
We should quote that.
you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
you might get, you know, you might get a guy that, you know, has 500,000 followers compared to somebody that has 2,000 or whatever the case may be. At the end of the day, we're all people. You know, it really just don't matter. But, you know, again, going back to what you were saying, I think it all comes just to understanding that when you do collab with artists, you kind of have to put your pride to the side. Understand that everybody is in their own lane. Everybody's trying to level up, do their own thing. You know what I mean? And I think it's, personally for me, I think it's whack when people get on people just for trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Cause, like,
I feel like also because we all almost start out the same. Like, why bother someone because they're just starting out and you're some
exactly exactly. Everybody started somewhere. All the greats did. I like how even the ones that we mentioned earlier, some of the people that I looked up to, you know, even the alternative bands, all of them started from somewhere. All of them were nobodies, no names before they got to where they were at before. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
What was the process of making Relatable for Real?
To be honest, the process was, it came from like a collection of over like 6 months, because there was a point in time where I, kind of talking about what we were discussing earlier about times where people feel like giving up, people feel like distraught, they move from the lane that they're originally on. I felt like during a good 6 month period, I took a break from music, and I wasn't really doing anything productive, and I was kind of feeling like I was letting my gifts and my talent drift away. And so during that period of time, I felt like, other than the things that I was going through, you know, job transitions and losing a job and all this other personal stuff, but it became something where, you know, fortunately going through that stuff, it motivated me. It motivated me to want to write, you know, and because that whole process of writing the song, so my song process, it really don't take all that long. It just depends on how I'm feeling. But with this particular song, it probably took me like a good 30 minutes to write it, but it only felt like 30 minutes, or it only took 30 minutes because it was a process of me writing everything that I've been feeling for the past 6 months, you know? So, you know, really when it comes to everything that I went through within these 6 months, you know, also, like I said, it came from a standpoint of, again, raw emotions, because I have a part in there where I talk about, you know, promoters, I talk about shows, I talk about people who are in this music industry who are supposed to be helping artists, you know, or supposed to help us level up, or, you know, educate us, inform us. And it's like everybody, again, has that idea of, you know, crab in a barrel mentality. Nobody's trying to help everybody out. Everybody's just trying to look out for themselves, you know? So it was really kind of like, other than it being a song of a therapeutic process, it was almost like a call out. It was almost like me calling out all those promoters that, you know, and I ain't gonna say names, but they know who they are, people who put on those shows and literally only do it, you know, to get money out of artists. They don't care about the exposure, they don't care about networking, they don't care about their relationship with the artists, or, you know, building a fan base. They just care about getting paid from these artists who put their time and their effort into this craft, who go out of their way to go pay $200, $300 a session to go record this song, get it mixed and mastered, and then take time out of their day, whether it's their normal life or whatever, they're doing this full time, to go perform at a show, knowing that there probably might not be a lot of people, but just so that way they have a way to get their name out there. And then those people take advantage of that because they know that they're the type who are, you know, desperate enough, because it's like when you give a hungry artist an opportunity like that, we're gonna jump at the chance, you know. We're gonna be somebody who continues to, you know, reach for that opportunity because of the fact that it's something that's gonna help us grow, especially if you're making a promise to us that, hey, if you pay this, we'll do this and this for you. So it's like, again, it also comes to a supply and demand thing, you know. So
definitely
keeping your word.
I feel like nowadays we need more support than, well, obviously hate. We never need hate, but
Yeah,
there's always hate around the corner, always hate in front.
Absolutely. And I know that's going to be one of the things too that a lot of people, you know, say too, is like, you know, we could use a lot less hate, you know, but I'm somebody, at least for me, and everybody's different, but for me, the way that I've looked at hate, I've looked at it as like almost like a sense of motivation. Yeah, it stings for a bit, you know, and it hurts. It's uneasy to hear most times, and it's hard to hear. But, you know, sometimes hearing a certain person not like what you put out, not like a certain painting you put out, not like a job opportunity or a proposal that you put out, stuff like that, being able to take constructive criticism makes you a better artist, makes you a better entrepreneur, makes you a better strategist, you know, whatever it may be, because being able to learn from your mistakes is what makes you better.
If you're able to take criticism and turn it into something better, it doesn't just help you in your like artistic way, it helps you as a person and grow.
Absolutely.
So here's your plaque for certified banger of June.
Thank you very
and
much.
Just so you guys know, we don't vote for him, you guys vote for him, and which is pretty cool because we have nothing to do with it. It's all you guys and the support that you guys give him. Would you like to say a few words to them?
Yeah, first things first, man, I'd like to thank all y'all, man. All y'all, everybody who voted for me, everybody who took the time out of their day to listen to the track. I appreciate it. You know, one of the second things too, you know, God is great. I appreciate, you know, the one and only for giving me the talents that I have. And, you know, again, man, I really just want to tell anybody, you know, the song Relate for Real, it was more of a song other than it being something of a, like how I said, a call out. It is a motivational piece, man. It really is a song that is just one of those songs that when you listen to, you do feel motivated. You understand that there is somebody out there other than you that feels the exact way that you do, or is going through the exact same things as you. So as somebody who struggles day in and day out with trying to make sure that I'm persistent, make sure that I'm consistent, make sure that I'm always showing up for myself, you know, always show up for you, man, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in you, and nobody's going to show up for you more than you. So at the end of the day, as long as you know that you got yourself, you got the Almighty, there's nothing that you can't do. So again, I want to thank the state of Arizona for being able to vote for me, giving me this plaque. I want to shout out to Arizona Bangers too for the opportunity. I appreciate it. And again, I want to give love to Arizona, because without you guys, without the state support, and without knowing that I got the state on my back, you know, a lot of this, I feel like a lot of it would be meaningless. So to know that I got the state behind my back, it's mad love, and I'm forever grateful for it. And anybody who ever listens to my music, anybody who ever checks me out, for anybody who's shared my song, anybody who's ever liked my post, anybody who's ever shared it with somebody else, even if you took 5-6 seconds to listen to it and you didn't like it, I love you and I appreciate you for the opportunity, and I appreciate the love that you give. Thank you guys, for real.
That was amazing. Okay, yes. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening, you guys. And I hope we get to see you again in a future interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure to download the app and tune in soon. Bye.